Hello and welcome. This is episode 92 of Review, and today I have the fourth studio album by progressive rock group Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Of course, the three band members that are in the band, well, they probably couldn't get up with a name, so they just decided, we're just gonna name the band after ourselves. So they did that. And this band is critical acclaim for their early stuff, their early 70s material. And this is also the last album that really was acclaimed, really was successful for the band. And after this one, they really declined in quality from what I've seen online. But yeah, I've listened to one album by them, and that is that is Tarkus. And Rockdoo, by the way, requested this one and the previous one, Tarkus, and now this one, Brain Salad Surgery, which is the 90-second episode of the channel, if I didn't say it already, for album review. And Tarkus was really enjoyable for me, really a bit similar in vein to 2112, like I said in that review, that you have a very lengthy song in the beginning, and then all the other songs are really short. And this album was a bit more balanced, I would say. You had a long songs and a bit of short and snappy songs. Of course, a bit of transitional songs that Tarkus also had. But this is really well balanced by the band. Just every song on there just flows really well after the other one. And this album is also 45 minutes long, so it is a bit longer than Tarkus. Tarkus was, I believe, 38 minutes, and this one is 45. And yeah, just everything on here was really enjoyable. You get, of course, the opener, which is Jerusalem, which is a bit of a more easy and more digestible song for the band, having a bit more, I believe, piano, and just having that suitful atmosphere around your song really just cements the song that for a easygoing but quite enjoyable opener for this. Well, yeah, this pretty critical acclaimed record. And the opener is also one of the most popular songs by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I believe. I'm not sure, but definitely a track that was really enjoyable. And yeah, if you can get into progressive music, you find it too complex maybe or something like that, then Jerusalem still kind of is more easier to the ear. So definitely an easy but effective opener for this pretty diverse record. And then we get a song like Toccata. I'm really not sure how you say, but I'm gonna say Toccata. This track is really way more diverse. It's also 7 minutes, one of many that is gonna be this length. And Toccata was definitely really bass driven. And yeah, this song just blew my mind, man. Just everything on there is just just the keyboard sections, the pretty much the heavily just everything on there, especially the bass was just very heavy and very in your face, but also a bit avant-garde, I would say. Yeah, just a really complex song compared to Jerusalem. So Emerson, Lake and Palmer have a lot of diversity, and Toccata really shows that, and it is only the beginning, because we're gonna get into more complex territory. The third track is Still You Turn Me On, which is a bit similar in vein to Jerusalem, a bit more accessible, has the same length, written by Craig Lake. Well, everything is written by Craig Lake, pretty much everything, but there we are. But Still You Turn Me On is a bit more heavily on the piano, while Jerusalem was more on the acoustic guitar. But Still You Turn Me On is also a really enjoyable track. Really loved it as well. And yeah, really works well between Toccata and Jerusalem, or the previous songs, that you have a more accessible song, then a more complex one, and then um, already an yeah, just again a easier song. So Emerson Lake and Palmer really has some diversity on this record, having those short and snappy songs and complex songs through each other, which really works in their favor, because it is really a mixed blend of creativity that I'm hearing from these guys. Then we get a bit of a transition song, which is the fourth one, Benny the Bouncer, which is a bit similar in vein to Are You Ready, Eddie, or something like that from Tarkus the Closer, which is not really serious. You cannot take the song too seriously, because if you do, then you're gonna make made fun of, because it really isn't. Well, although the song is quite enjoyable, it isn't. It is together with from Tarkus, Hey, Are You Ready, Eddie, my least favorite, because these are just a bit of transition songs where Emerson is making, yeah, just fun, just jokes, stuff like that, having a bit of fun in the studio, and there's nothing wrong with that. But personally, I like a serious album with serious music, and Benny the Bowser is everything except that. So still, although still a pretty solid song though, overall pretty solid transition, but maybe not for me. A bit too, yeah, a bit too jokingly, just a bit like Are You Ready, Eddie? Just not for me, I would say. If you personally like that kind of stuff, those yeah, um, that funny kind of thing, the funny track on a record, then maybe this song is for you, but not for me personally. Then we get the fourth part, or no, it isn't. Then we get a four-parter to close out this record, which is Karn Evil 9 First Impression Part 1, Karn Evil 9 First Impression Part 2, Karn Evil 9 Second Impression, Karn Evil 9 Third Impression. And these are the last four songs, and Karn Evil 9, the first one, is really opens already up with a really, yeah, just diverse, uh, yeah, diverse spectrum of everything you came to accept from Emerson, but now has. This is probably the best package that I've yet have heard from these guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna talk about every four songs. Yeah, these last four songs are, or the first two for the first impression for part one and part two, are really um, diverse. Everything is showcased by the band. Um, just every instrument is played with precise precision on these two tracks. Really enjoyed it. Definitely have to re-listen to them again and again to really give a full opinion on them. But from what I've heard, it is really complex, really Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and yeah, definitely one of their best works I've heard yet, and probably ever, because Brain Salad Surgery is, I believe, the most critical acclaimed record by this band, but I'm not sure. Then we get the second impression and the third impression. The second impression being a bit more, or nope. The second impression and the third impression are really long, 7 and 9 minutes respectively. And these two tracks are also a bit similar in vein, like the first impression part 1 and 2, being really diverse, being really Emerson, being yeah. I personally cannot give a lot of detail about these tracks, but I've heard them once, but yeah, I wouldn't mind to hear them again, because um, they're pretty good. They're pretty good all rounders to have on a closing song, especially better than Are You Ready, Eddie, which wasn't really enjoyable. But the third impression from Karn Evil 9 is really yeah, one of the best I've heard from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and it is also the longest song, clocking in at 9 minutes and 3 seconds. So yeah, these four songs are definitely one that I'm gonna keep an ear out for, because I really enjoyed the first listen, and yeah, I'm gonna eventually put the record on again, maybe get it in house or something, having the CD, stuff like that. So I'm looking out for this record. Maybe I'm gonna get it if I grow a bigger relationship with Emerson, Lake and Palmer. They are already a prog band, so they have my love. But you know, getting to know the band, stuff like that. But my rating for this album is a 9.4, slightly better than Tarkus. Because this just feels a bit more complete. The ending was a bit better, yeah, way better. The opener was still really sweet and innocent, so you couldn't really expect what you were gonna get from the album just by listening to the first track, which I really loved about Emerson, Lake and Palmer. They really show all their traits, all their power at the end, which is the way to do an album in my opinion, but that is of course debatable. But I hope you've enjoyed this album review. Like and subscribe of course to this channel, do you want to watch more videos like this one. Let me know if you think this is Emerson's best album. Do you think it is the worst? Do you think they're overrated, stuff like that? Do you think they're underrated? Let me know in the comments and we can discuss it, because prog is the way to go. Prog is, in my opinion, the best kind of music. So the most lengthy, the most adventurous one, the most diverse, most fantasy stuff like that. Just the most fun to listen to subgenre in music, but that is of course debatable. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, all those things I just said. Listen to Emerson, Lake and Palmer. They are a classic prog band, and yeah, I've heard 2 albums now by them, and I wouldn't mind to hear more from them. So yeah, this is by the way requested by Rockdoo. Thank you for Emerson, Lake and Palmer. If you want me to do more albums by them, let me know in the comments, or maybe some other prog bands, or maybe some other bands in general, because I don't have any album reviews at the moment. So request heavily on the channel, because I don't have anything anymore. So you can request anything rock, metal, maybe pop related if I really like it, but just request it, and I can always agree, accept, or maybe decline it. So just try, and maybe, you know, maybe your album gets done in the near future. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, do all these videos. Do just everything I just said before, and yeah. Listen to Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Listen to Brain Cell Surgery, classic album by this band, and keep it prog, keep it progressive rock, keep it. Yeah, I have nothing to say anymore, so I'm probably gonna finish off this video. Yeah, just listen to Brain Cell Surgery, classic album by this classic band. God bless, stay safe, take care, and have a nice day.